Hello, and welcome to Maryland Business Roundtable for Education's Way to Be at Home series. I'm Laurie Bell. I'm the program coordinator for Dorchester County, and I'd like to welcome you for joining us today. We are having a College Friday, not quite a college tell with Mrs. Bell, but we're going to explore a very special area about a college, and we're going to be doing that through Frostburg University. So what I'd like to do is recommend if you have questions while we're talking today, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'd be happy to try and answer them for you during our talk. So I'd like to introduce to you now Clarissa Lang. She is the Associate Director for the Career and Professional Development Center at Frostburg State University. Good morning, Clarissa.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us today.
I'm super excited to dig into some of this information about the college and how we can help out future students.
Well, let's start at the beginning then, because I think it's really important for our students to know what kind of careers are available with colleges that aren't teaching. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got to where you are?
Sure. So currently I am the Associate Director at the Career and Professional Development Center. I do a lot with career readiness. In the past, I have worked with social work. I have done human resources. I've worked a lot with leadership and continue to try to give back to the community. So I'm constantly trying to build my skills and work on my resume, which we're really, really excited about because that's what my job now is, working with students to try to get their resumes done.
You're at Frostburg University, which is a university in the state of Maryland. Can you tell us where you're located and a little bit about the college?
Sure. So we are located in Western Maryland. I like to tell students and families we are at the western part of Maryland, possible in the mountains. So outside of city life, enjoying the rural life and enjoying the mountains with all the wildlife. Frostburg State University sits right up on top of the mountain. They have in a little town of Frostburg, and it has about 4,000 students there. And we're just a close-knit, small classroom community. We love working together with other universities, employers, and try to get a lot of our students actually from down in the city to come up into the mountains to understand what rural life is and how this small community and this small town can help provide a great future for you.
It very much can. Coming from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, where we're located, we reap the benefits of those small towns quite often. So what are some of the majors that Frostburg would have to offer?
Currently, we have such a wide range. I think that there's over 50 majors between bachelor's through getting your EDD, which is similar to a PhD. So we were used to be known as a teaching school. We have moved on to having a lot of, some of the top ones is business administration. We still do have teaching, of course, all the education majors. And we work into parks and recreation. That's a great one just because of where we're located. And some of the other big ones is, again, social work. We have liberal arts and sciences, so English, math, engineering, partnerships, nursing, a lot of different majors.
So there's quite a variety for people to choose from if they would come to Frostburg University.
Yes.
Now, one of my favorite areas of a college, because I think it's so beneficial to people, to the students, is the career professional development centers. And my experience is that many students don't know about them. They don't know what they can provide. They don't know how to take advantage of the service. So can we start and talk about what students can gain by going to their college professional development centers?
Sure. So our main goal in our center, and I know along with colleagues in other centers too, is to help those students find that career that they would like to do after school, gain the knowledge and the skills needed, and then to actually find the career. So we would love to help through the full process of applying for the job, interviewing, and succeeding to that future that you're going to have in that career, building yourself up and enjoying what you're doing.
How would a person get started? Where is the beginning when you walk into the center?
So the best thing that I like to tell students is we love to just have one-on-one conversations if possible. Whether it's over the phone, it's over the computer, or in person, we love to just sit down and try to figure out if you know what you want to do or if you don't know what you want to do. From there, we like to work with your resume. We like to go through interviewing skills, and then we like to help you find those internships. The internships is what's going to give you that skill set and that experience that's going to help you get your career in the future. So if we can go ahead and get you into those internships, whether they're back home, they're in our area, or anywhere in the world, we would love to help start you in that process.
Wow, that's a lot of benefits for students. I heard you say we like to help them with their resume. Can I guess that the cover letter would be in there as well these days?
Yes, very much so. So a lot of the students I work personally with, I sit down with their resume and cover letter. If they've never wrote one, we start generic. And then if they have wrote one before, I try to get them to pull up a job that they are interested in and learn how to incorporate the words to the resume, to the cover letter, and talk about those experiences, whether it's in their class or it's previous work experience, or even it's just community service that they've done. And how can we link it all together to get that job that they want?
And sometimes, especially our freshmen are so overwhelmed with the whole college experience, it's something they don't quite think about doing their first year. My thoughts are, and you can please correct me if I'm wrong, if they start at their freshman year, then they can just keep building as they get closer to senior year. Is that correct?
That is correct. A lot of times, and I can say working with students, and even for myself, whenever I was coming out of college, I did not remember all those different activities, all those organizations, and everything that I was part of. And so working each year and just keeping a running list is the best thing to do. You have your contacts, you have your references, you have all your experiences. It triggers the memories to write that cover letter, and we have everything in one document then.
Now, if we're talking about this being available to students, but when you and I were speaking the other day preparing, you mentioned alumni. Can you tell me how that ties into the center as well?
Perfect. So specifically for Frostburg State University, we tell all of our students that we help them even when they're an alumni. So if they graduate from Frostburg, they go out into the world and they decide they want a career change, they can contact us to stay up to date with the best resumes, the best tips, and even applying for that job and anything that has changed so we can help them succeed. We also utilize our alumni in many different ways, including having them in their employment come back and talk to our students and kind of interact with them to see about these experiences that they can get in and how did they get there. So it's not just us talking to them, but they get that experience too.
And I'm sure there are times where a graduate of Frostburg majored in one topic, but is working in a different one, and they can share their journey as well.
Exactly. We love alumni coming back, talking in general about their experiences. But we also have learned that our alumni give those experiences because they love Frostburg, and they try to pull those students for an internship or even just to come down and see what they're doing at that employment. They love just working together. So whatever we can do as an alumni of Frostburg and an employer that works with us and even the students, we try to combine everybody together.
It sounds like it is a place that every student should visit on campus early on in their career and stay in touch.
That is correct. And I know every university has one, and it's amazing how much we all work together to try to keep our students up to date and in front of all of these opportunities.
Do you offer any job fairs through your center as well? Do you help coordinate anything like that for students?
We do. So we provide a career and internship fair in both our fall and spring semester. And we also help our first year students with what we call a majors fair so that they can start understanding what major they might want to declare and what they can do with that for their career. So we try to work with both of those different events, both in our fall and spring semesters. I know this year specifically, a lot of schools are having difficulty with the in-person. So we are doing what we call virtual career fair, and we really feel that it's important not to let that slide by. So we want our students to be part of that.
Well, you've brought up the topic. We're all living in a very interesting time right now. How is Frostburg dealing with this? Are they going virtual? Are they doing hybrid? How are they keeping things clean? All the questions that students are all going to be asking this year as they prepare for next year.
So we've taken a hybrid approach. We do have the students moving back on campus starting the week of August 10th. We are super excited to welcome them back on campus. We have set in place a lot of cleaning policies, social distancing, mask wearing, everything that the governor and the University System of Maryland has required us to do. But we've also have encouraged our professors to do a hybrid type of learning, whether it is meeting in class once a week or twice a week, splitting your students up between it so it's smaller classrooms, and also doing a lot of learning online so that we can keep the education going further. We did move everything up 2 weeks, and we are ending before Thanksgiving break, which is kind of nice too, to give us a longer break for the holidays.
Yes. So what advice would you have for the students that are, there's this group that's coming into their senior year, and it's not the senior year that I'm sure they were thinking of most of their educational career. What advice would you have for them now when it comes to planning for next year?
My biggest thing is don't blink with any opportunity. Go full in, put yourself out there to try something new, especially with this virtual world that we're in now. And you might be uncomfortable, but you never know what it's going to lead to. So as you start looking for whether it's a college that you want to go to the following year, or if it's a tech school, or you're just going straight into a career, think about those steps and what you can do at this point and how you can get experience, whether it's in that major or not, or in that career or not, and what can you do with it just to build that resume, start with those skills, and try to figure out who you are during this time.
And to all of those students that have chosen to attend a university this fall, albeit virtual or hybrid, how could they get in touch with their career and professional development centers?
The biggest way is to look at their website. I hate to send people to websites at this point in time, but that's the best way to find the contact information. And a lot of the universities are updating it, whether they're meeting virtually or in person, and if the offices are open. So that would be the first place. I recommend individuals to just reach out as soon as possible. I stick with this old saying as no question is a dumb question. So keep asking those questions and keep reaching out to those experts in those fields, because they're there for a reason to help you.
Do you mind a little later if we can put your contact information in the chat for Frostburg University's Career and Professional Development Center?
That is perfect. I would love anyone to reach out with any questions that they would have, or even just to kind of talk to somebody about what's the next steps, where could we go? I would love to just talk and help students out.
I will make sure that we get that in there. I have learned so much from you today. Is there anything you would like to add before we have to go?
I don't think so at this point. I am just super excited to be here and sharing what we do and our passion for what we do of helping students. And overall, the goal is just to make sure that students have the best life that they have out there and what's for them. So whatever we can do to help as a Frostburg State University employee, I would love to be there to help out with them. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you all for tuning in to Maryland Business Roundtable for Education's Way to Be at Home series. We're going to remind you to download our Way to Be app so that you can stay current, check out career paths, keep track of everything that you're doing. It's a great app to have. I hope you will tune in next week. We have a great week planned for you. We have our college application boot camp coming up, so be sure to tune in. Thank you all again for being with us, and have a great day.